Oh, look at that. We got that one. You know what? That's a really good visual right there. It should be just
I love it.
you and I need to go up here.
We do. Because I saw that dance.
We need to go have a drink.
All right.
Tell me when.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, we'll get started in 3 minutes.
No,
Oh gosh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
no. I've got 3 more questions to answer. I don't know if I can do it for you.
This is a nice view in a training room.
Doing?
We are going to.
No, which I'm asking Kevin.
Mm,
Part of my coaching homework.
um.
From here, it smells like popcorn.
Maybe.
Mm. Oh. You got a nice, beautiful window view from here. I might get caught daydreaming. No.
They would open up this whole floor,
Mhm.
right? This whole second floor. This could be a really cool office.
It would.
The problem is that we can't come up. We need to get foot traffic on this place.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure.
Sitting in the back.
In the back. See, she knows. It's all about those chairs.
See, that's fine. Switch the chairs, girl.
Oh, we got Mindy. Is Mindy in this office? Okay. I'm just curious. Awesome. Awesome.
I just got a text, my Bank of America account is temporarily on hold. Pending
No.
verification. Think I should press their link? I don't even have a Bank of America account, so there you go. You're just rolling the dice that I did.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hide the volume real quick. Doo-doo. Hi, Mindy.
I am very excited for tomorrow. I get to go have lunch at the PGA Tour headquarters tomorrow.
With?
One of my former players who works for them.
Okay.
Okay, that's my work.
Beautiful. It's 2 o'clock.
I have a job with them after lunch.
I think I'm just gonna wait
Once they
for.
figure out how to become their realtor of choice for the PGA Tour. Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Well, you better join sports and entertainment.
I'm in it.
You are.
All right, where are those other 2?
$199 a month?
Hmm?
$199 a month?
Yep. I'm trying to form the head guy, Jordan. He's a former Division III soccer player like myself, and we got a lot of ties and common, so I'm trying to create a soccer coaches referral group.
Awesome. We've got Pamela King.
Oh, I probably need my computer open.
Beautiful. Because I'm about to get started. I'll wait like 1 more minute.
How to do one more? The power of one more.
The power of one more.
Great book. Get it. Highly recommend it. And if you listen to podcasts, this week's podcast that he has might be my favorite one yet.
Awesome.
And he's got some really good ones. I should take that back. Damon West is still my favorite.
Cool beans. Oh, we got Ramona. Hello, all you Zoom people.
Who do we have from Zoom? We need to know who we
We've
have.
got Mindy, Pamela, and Ramona.
Hi, ladies. Hey, lady. We need to be able to hear them. That's what we need. Can we hear them through the Zoom thing?
Oh wait, I think I hear somebody. Hold on, give me 1 second. What we're gonna do?
Yeah, because we want to hear their questions. You might lie to us what their question is. They might have a really good one if you lie.
Awesome. Now I think that we can hear everybody.
Hey, I talked to Murray Sherwood today.
Who?
Murray over at Covenant Closing.
Yeah.
She
I'm
goes.
gonna do the meeting out as well.
Slow your roll.
You cannot love me, or you love me. We're not
They raved
having,
about you though.
we're not having any of that.
And we got one more and then we're starting. Perfect.
Man,
All right.
come on. Come in.
Great. Welcome everybody to Command More Money Through Command. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Vincent and I am the Technology Director for the Keller Williams Atlantic Partners Group. The purpose of this class is really to teach you all how to use Command, get more leads from it, and be able to maximize your business with spending little money. Your return on investment from everything that I show you today is going to be very, very valuable for your business. I do ask that you are more than welcome to follow along with me if you have your laptop with you, or if you just want to take notes, that's perfectly fine as well. Just know that I'm always going to be here as an extra resource if you have any questions. And as I go through the class, if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to just speak out, ask right away. And then if you're on Zoom too, feel free to just unmute and just say whatever it is that your question may be. So we are really going to be talking about the Facebook paid ad campaigns and why you should be doing them through Command and not directly through Facebook. For those of you that don't know, Keller Williams is the only brokerage in the entire world that has a specific contract with Facebook and with Google where our agents get the leads for $2 a piece. Not many agents know this, and this is part of the reason why I wanted to teach this class today and show you a couple of examples of how to do not just like a Facebook ad, but how to do the Facebook ad the correct way where you're actually going to get those leads.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
Yes,
Is everyone else on Wi-Fi? Is it just me?
should be KW Training Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I'm trying to open Command right now and getting nothing.
Are you in the Chrome browser
Mm-hmm.
and you're getting like absolutely nothing? What does it show you?
Like, nil.
Does it say, is it just not loading or is it just?
First, one time it said not loading, this time, like I click on it, it's not even. Doesn't even look like the mouse is spinning.
Or just try to do like a refresh or just try.
That's what I've been trying.
That's okay. At least you could still follow
Yeah,
along
I'll
with the,
follow along. I don't want to hold it.
you're good.
Just want to make sure that anyone else is having that issue.
Yeah, if anyone else is having an issue logging onto Command, if you're following along, please feel free to just mention that too. But of course, you always have the option to just follow along on the computer screen. And this class is also being recorded too. So that way at a later time, if you need to refer back to it, it'll be uploaded and sent out to everybody. So with the Facebook ads, it's going to be super important not to do them directly through Facebook. Always do them through Command. If you were to do a Facebook ad as of today, directly through Facebook, Facebook has updated their advertising policies and procedures where if you were to actually do a Facebook ad through them, pretty much all of them get rejected. When I was the agent services in Daytona for 2 years, a lot of my agents would come to me and say, hey, I'm just trying to do a Facebook ad. I'm doing it directly through Facebook. It's always getting rejected. It's not going through. There's violations. I was like, never, ever, ever do it through Facebook. Do it through Command. And that's the process I'm going to show you today. But even if the Facebook ad does actually go through, if you do it directly through Facebook, who knows where that ad is going to end up in front of? because Facebook doesn't allow you to target specific people such as buyers, sellers, and investors, people who are going to be important for your business. So without further ado, I definitely want to just take you through the visual. Everybody should be able to see my screen. If you don't see my screen on Zoom, please feel free to just let me know, but I'm just going to get started right here. And I'm going to turn on my clicker so that way everybody will be able to see exactly where I'm at. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is log into Command to start doing these Facebook ads the correct way, where you're actually going to get that return on investment. And as soon as you log in, you're going to want to first make sure that your Facebook Ads Manager is connected in your settings under your applications. And the way that you get there is by clicking on your picture at the top right-hand corner. And you're going to click on Settings down below. We're going to give it a couple seconds to load. And you're going to notice right here, Facebook Ads Manager. This is going to be the section that needs to be connected in order to create a Facebook ad. And you can manage, you can make sure that all your pages are connected, make sure that you can check off all the pages that are necessary for your team or for your. And if anybody is having trouble just connecting their Facebook using your login and password, just please let me know so that way we can get that taken care of. And
Hey,
then
Mike, how are you?
I'm Vincent.
I have a couple questions for you. So I am working with Zach and Jordan for the last little over a month trying to get their house sold. And we are having some difficulties because obviously the market is changing. It's absolutely bananas. Before I forget on that one, I'm going to pause on that one real quick. Have you by chance ordered the appraisal on the house, their purchase house on Rigdon Road?
Oh, wait, I don't think that she's talking to us. Hold
She's
on.
not talking about-
I'm over here like, listen. Hold on. Jennifer, I'm putting you on mute. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So you're just going to want to make sure that your Facebook Ads Manager is definitely connected and everything is good. Once your Facebook Ads Manager is connected, you agree to the terms and policies. Going to add someone else into the room.
Can I ask a silly question? So on your Facebook, it says Facebook post scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
On yours, it says manage, and then it says connect more.
Yes,
On mine, it just says manage. Is there a reason why there's the connect more, or
under the Facebook
because
post
you have
scheduling.
multiple Facebook? Because didn't you have multiple Facebook
Mhm.
pages?
Yep. Oh, I have a ton of them. I have access to all the
So
Keller
because I
Williams
have one,
offices.
it's only showing
Correct.
manage the one, but if I want,
Mhm.
how do you add more then?
It should automatically be connected. That you connect through Facebook directly.
Okay.
So you would have to add either another page or someone else is going to have to make you an admin of their specific page in order for you to have additional access to it.
Yeah, because I've got different, I've got like my business, personal,
Mhm.
and a couple others. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. But the post scheduling is definitely if you want to pre-schedule the post, but the ads manager will definitely be for the paid Facebook ads.
Okay, gotcha.
So once you have your account connected, what you're going to do is you're going to use one of the applets inside of Command, and we're going to be working in the Campaigns applet for today. Campaigns is like kind of midway down. It's that megaphone icon if you're following along. And once you get to Campaigns, what you're going to want to do is create a campaign at the top right-hand corner. It's going to be the button right there. And you're going to want to select social ad. Once you select social ad, you're going to have to give your campaign a name. So I have seen plenty of examples from agents of all different types of ads that they like to run, whether it's promoting themselves, their business, listings, anything that really has to do with trying to grab people in, like free home value estimates. I can tell you for a fact that the Facebook ads work the best if you advertise a listing. And the reason why you're going to want to advertise a listing is because I've done the experiment in Daytona on all the ALC members, and that has been proven successful for the return on investment for an agent. And if you don't have a listing, it does not have to be your own listing. It could definitely be someone else's listing as long as you have permission. And I'm going to show you the correct way to do it. So I'm going to create like this test campaign, and feel free to just take your notes as we go along, but you'll start to see how everything does tie in together. So I'm just going to do like 123 Main Street. And you're always going to want to select the goal, which is going to be advertise listing. And then you have a choice of where you want that campaign to run. So you're definitely going to want to use Facebook, but you're also pretty much going to make a decision if you want to advertise on Instagram as well. Instagram does have like a new demographic. They say a lot of, some of the baby boomers have been moving over into Instagram as well just recently. And it is going to be it'll be completely okay if you want to advertise on Instagram as well. Twitter, I haven't used Twitter in a very, very long time. I don't think that the demographic is really there for it, but I would just stick with Facebook and Instagram if you had to choose.
Vincent, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, sir.
So up top where it says advertising, and then right next to it says advertise multiple listings.
You're not going to click advertise multiple listings. Never, ever advertise multiple listings, and I'll get to that.
Okay, perfect. That's
Yeah. It
good. No, that's good.
will
No, that
not
answers-
work if you do
Thank you.
multiple
Easy
listings.
answer. Love it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then you're just going to create the campaign. I'm going to pull up one of my previous ones. After you create the campaign, it's going to show this example right in front of us and all the different sections that you're going to be able to fill out. I pretty much just pulled this one up. This was from the RE Summit when I taught there. This is just an example campaign. So whatever you named your campaign is going to appear right here. And then the goal, of course, should just say advertise listing, which is what you just inputted. And then you'll be ready to go to the next section, which is going to be inserting the listing. The good news is that when you insert the listing, everything is IDX fed. So everything will pull over automatically. And all you'd have to do is just select listing. Instead of it saying change listing, you would say like select a listing. And as you're selecting a listing, I do suggest if you can find like a higher end listing, it tends to attract higher end buyers. As it loads. So when you're selecting the listing and you're looking for it in the IDX section that's connected to the MLS, if it's not your own property, because usually your own listing would show up automatically, but if you're searching for someone else's, change the status from active to all statuses. And you're going to change only my listings to all listings. And then finally, you're not going to want to search the property by the address, but instead you're going to want to search it by the MLS ID number, which can be found right here. Usually it says property address first. This is going to be a drop-down menu, and it's going to say MLS ID number. You just put in the MLS ID number once you select it. You can see it right here, MLS number. You'll put in the property, and it will appear. All listings, all statuses. So usually you can select any of the listings below, and it will automatically pull over not just the listing and the details itself, but it's also going to pull over that property description too, which will help you in the next section of the text. So we have the name and the goal completed, and we have our listing selected. This one, for the sample one, $499,000, so like a $500,000 listing, not bad. And this is like a condo close to the beach. When you get to the text, it's going to be super important that what you say matters to the consumer, but you're also going to want to keep it kind of short and sweet. Sometimes less is more when it comes to the text. So the main copy, usually some of the property description will get pulled on over here, but the main purpose of the main copy is that whatever text is in here should highlight features of the home that the consumer is going to want to click on to see more pictures of. So for example, the listing that I chose that pulled over some of the wording, Surfside Club condo building has just completed a 4 million restoration, brand new walk-in entry pool, rebuilt decks, new hurricane rated doors and windows, new landscaping and paving around the pool, new outdoor furniture. So a couple of those features that the consumer is going to want to see pictures of course, the brand new walk-in entry pools, the rebuilt decks, hurricane rated doors and windows, landscaping around the pool, and maybe some of the outdoor furniture, especially if it's being included with the listing. So you're pretty much like in that section, just sparking the curiosity of the consumer who's going to see this ad on Facebook. The headline, which you're going to see on the right-hand side as your ad begins to get built, should be something short and sweet because you only have 25 characters to put in there. So something like just listed or hot on the market or new roof and AC 2022. Sometimes price reduced if it's in the right manner, but I would just be careful with that. And usually get it before it's gone, things like that. Now, if you are currently going to be creating an ad and you'd like some extra advice, feel free to go to Julia for some of the creative advice. And then also, of course, you can still come to me if you have any questions about like what you should really say, because it really is going to depend on what type of property it is too. Absolutely.
I'm going through the process with you and doing advertising listing on just Facebook and then create campaign.
Mhm.
And then it's just telling me that I'm unable to do that. It says, sorry, the listings matched your search, even though I haven't put in a listing yet. Is that just a technical error?
Oh yeah. So you currently have an ML or a listing in the MLS?
Is that what I'm putting as the title for the campaign?
Yeah, I would
Put it all
put,
immediately?
it would just be the address or the street address of the property that you're going to be doing the campaign for. Mhm.
You have to make sure it's not saying my listings.
Yeah, you can
Should
change it
drop down.
to, yeah, you can change it to all listings and then change the status from active to all statuses.
I'll ask after. She's not letting me in.
Very good. Actually, I don't mind because we're going to be here for just like an hour and a half. I could show you real quick.
So does the campaign right here have to be the MLS? Create a new social, it's not even like in past year.
It will let you just, if you type in anything, you can literally, and then just.
It's not. No, it is.
I'm like next to you.
We've had the magic.
Same thing 3 times in a row.
That's ridiculous.
Sure you did.
Just
Alan.
trying to
No.
look at
It's like, I swear, I
You
swear.
just think you're MLS. Sorry, keep going, sorry.
You're fine. She's probably like, everyone thinks I'm crazy now. No.
You usually get the answer and ask for it, so.
And then for the description, what you're always going to want to put in the description, and this has worked every single time, click for price, location, and more photos to see your beach getaway. Now I put beach getaway because this specific listing was on the beach. But if there's something else that the property can highlight, you could say like countryside retreat, you can say riverside getaway, you can say pretty much anything creative. It just depends on the property. And again, if you're struggling with the creative parts of it, have your like the agent services or Julia like look over your ad before you actually publish it. Because if you're actually going to be putting a little bit of money into this, it's our jobs to make sure that what you put out there is going to be the best return on investment for your business. So click for price, location, and more photos to see your beach getaway. Does anyone have any questions about the text?
Do you think this would be a bad return on investment to do it on a listing that was yours that had already sold? You would just be changing it.
If it already sold,
Then it's useless.
I would do an active listing.
Okay.
That works the best.
Okay.
You'll get more curiosity and more interest in an active listing than a just sold listing.
Okay.
I would say like the just sold for like a postcard
Okay.
within that neighborhood that said like just sold. those tend to work the best if you were to do a postcard. But that'd be for another day. Mm. I love it. And then, okay, so after the text, we're going to move on to the next section, which is called media. And again, all the pictures from the MLS will automatically get filtered on over. When it comes to the pictures, I usually say a picture of the home itself, you know, like typically it's like the first picture that you see in the MLS, but like the street view of it would be perfect. I do get asked the question a lot, should I add multiple pictures? And I'm going to say no. And the only reason for that is because you want the consumer to click on the ad, again, based on the text that you put in, to see more of those photos get taken to a landing page that has all that information that you're promising. So you want to spark that curiosity. You're going to want to get them to click on the ad. That's the purpose of that section. Also too, if you want to include in the text 3-bed, 2-bath, that also helps limit the junk leads that may come through, that you're actually getting the people who are looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath. And then of course you could always spin the conversation too, like if that's not the home for them, that you could definitely help them find another home that's on the market for sure. Under the media, we get to the compliance piece of it, where we make sure that everybody has the doing business as logo uploaded. Everybody should have the Keller Williams logo, definitely some type of Keller Williams logo uploaded here for compliance purposes. And then the DBA logo position, you could either put it towards the right or on the left-hand side. And then I usually check off the box, include my ownership statement, which states each office is independently owned and operated, as is your business. So, and it just like appears like as little words down at the bottom. It doesn't overpower the ad itself. Nothing gets in the way of it, but you're just definitely going to want to make sure that that is there. I haven't connected my Facebook page in the next section yet, so that's why you see a KW still here, but that's going to change, which is why the KW logo at the bottom right that I have is there. It will be there as the ad gets built. Does anyone have any questions about the media or the logo? Awesome. We are just trucking on along. Now, the next section is going to be called Facebook settings. This is where you're going to connect your Facebook page. After you already did it in settings, you're going to choose from the drop-down menu. And for my example, I'm going to choose Keller Williams Realty Atlantic Partners as a Facebook page. And you're going to notice on the ad itself, and this should be like your personal business page, it would usually most likely have a picture of you, and then it would say your name, realtor, or real estate agent right across, just informing you that this is what the ad is going to look like being advertised from your business page. I always suggest too, since most of the consumers are going to see this ad on their mobile phone, to feel free to change the drop-down menu at the top right from Facebook preview web feed to mobile. Sometimes when we say less is more, especially when we go to the description, some of the wording will get cut off, but a good goal to have is to get right to the point, keep it short and sweet, highlight the features, get the consumer curious to click on the ad, and still have enough characters left over where it's not going to run off the page. So that way they can see that full description. Perfect. So you're going to connect your page. Now, if you were to take a note, or I would say the first very, very most important thing that you should definitely never, ever forget is under destination, always make sure the Facebook lead generation form is selected. I know it can be a little bit confusing where it says site or landing page. We are still going to create a landing page for this listing, but always make sure the Facebook lead generation form is selected. And the reason for that is because based on the text, what we've done is we highlighted features of the home the consumer is going to want to click on to see more pictures of. We're reeling them in. When they finally click on that ad, the Facebook lead generation form, if selected, will automatically capture their information and then it will take them to the landing page. So that way they can see everything that we have promised to that consumer has been true. The purpose of creating a landing page or have some type of web page that links to all the listing details will be super important, because I have seen ads, and some of them weren't even just like listings, but the things that were being advertised on that Facebook ad, yeah, you did a really great job about reeling them in and getting them to click on the ad. But when it came time for them to go to the landing page, there was a huge disconnect with all of that. So for example, if there was an agent advertising a listing, sometimes they would put, you know, a website URL that went to just like their overall website instead of like the listing itself, the listing details. And so immediately when that happens, you lose the connection with that potential lead. Because we all know what an internet lead could mean, and it's already sometimes a little bit difficult to get a hold of every single one of them, but you start to lessen your odds when you do the small little things that not everybody's thinking about every single day. So just making sure that what you put on that ad is promising on the landing page, and that way everything just connects together and you earn that trust. So far, nothing seems spammy at all to the lead or to the potential lead. And they'd be more receptive of you, especially when you reach out in the future, which we'll get to the follow-up as well. So the Facebook lead generation form has now been selected. The button label, learn more, is what's recommended to use. You do have a drop-down menu to either choose sign up, apply now, or learn more. Usually if you're getting the consumer to click on the ad to see more pictures of the listing or learn more about the listing details, I feel like learn more has always been the best option than sign up or apply now. And that learn more button will appear on the ad on the right-hand side, the lower right-hand corner. Does anyone have any questions so far before I show you all how to create a landing page? Awesome. So now you're going to want to create a landing page. I'm going to show you how to create a very easy landing page inside of Command. Now, I do want you all to know you don't have to create a landing page inside of Command if you don't want to. Some other options that may be super helpful for the agent is if you want to get the shareable MLS link from the NEFAR MLS. Usually if you go to the MLS details, it says like share, and then you get the permalink. You can just copy and paste that in there. And then also too, if you are using your KW website, or if you just have a specific website that you're using for your business where the consumer is able to go onto the website and like search properties, you could actually search the address of the property that you're looking to advertise. And then when you pull up all that information, just copy and paste that link, because then at that point, not only do they have access to all the details of the listing, they have access to your entire web page at that point too. So that's just an option. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new tab, and I'm going to log back into Command, so that way I could just show you all how to create a landing page inside of Command if you chose to do it that way. In the top left-hand corner, I'm just going to open up my applets. The consumer applet is going to be listed on the very bottom, and that's where you're going to create the landing page, is in the consumer applet. And then at the top right-hand corner, under Create New Page, you're going to see two options. One says On My Agent Site, and then the second one says As a Landing Page. For this one, you're going to select As a Landing Page, and then you're going to click on Create Page. Once you click on that, all of a sudden it's going to open up your project workspace. So on the left-hand side, you're going to notice that this is what your landing page is going to start to look like. On the right-hand side are the widgets that we're going to be able to use to build the landing page. Before I even start working on the landing page, yes, ma'am?
No, 1 second. You hit the KW at top.
Yes.
Where did you go after that?
I went to the consumer applet, which should be located right on the very, very bottom. Yes, sir.
Can you slow down just a hair for us?
Absolutely.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Definitely. Here's somebody. Everybody, let me know when everybody gets to the landing page section, or if they need help getting there, just let me know.
You must have that M1 chip.
We did add Facebook ad, and at one point I got a response saying that when they clicked on it, it wasn't taking them to the listing which they thought it would be taking. Is that because I did something wrong here on the landing page?
It could either be there, or it would definitely be right here where it says website URL under
Yeah.
destination. I could take a look at that and see what the issue could have been for sure.
All right, I just was wondering
Mhm.
which place it would be. So it's either gonna be a website URL or on the landing page itself.
Absolutely. So once I get to the landing page, what I'm gonna do is I wanna first name the landing page. And the way that you're gonna do that is by going to the top left-hand corner. It says new landing page template. And you're just gonna wanna erase that text. And I'm just gonna call this the street address. Usually I just keep everything consistent. And I'll probably call this 123 Main Street, just as an example. Once you put the name of your landing page inside, it's going to be time to start building the actual landing page. When creating a landing page, I always suggest to agents to make sure, there is a proper way to create the landing page. But once you get the hang of it too, the pages get created so much faster each time that you do it. So in order to bring a widget over, all we usually do is just click on it, drag it over, and then drop it onto the blank page. The first widget that you're going to want to choose is going to be the branded header, which is going to be at the top right-hand corner. Awesome. So I'm going to drag it over, and I'm just going to drop it. And you're going to notice that your name, phone number, and email are the first things to show up along with your picture. If anything does not look correct in this marketing profile right here, or this branded header, we're going to edit all that information, or we can do it at a later time in your marketing profile. And the reason why you want to make sure your marketing profile is completely up to date is because no matter what marketing campaigns that you do, whether it's a landing page, whether it's for your website, whether it's for a Facebook ad, a marketing campaign, whatever it may be, a newsletter, all that information gets pulled from the marketing profile inside of Command. Also too, just double check to make sure that the phone number has either dashes or dots in between and that it doesn't look like one lump sum number. The reason for that is because having the dashes or the dots definitely make it look more clean, more professional looking. And at the end of the day, your brand is your brand. So the way that you're advertising yourself out there is going to be a reflection of not only you, the company, but also your business.
Can we edit it when it's in the header right now?
Absolutely. But we'll get to that in a little bit. It's okay. So right now what we're doing is we're just building the sections of the landing page. And then we're going to configure all the widgets after that. So after the branded header, the next widget that you're going to want to bring over from the right-hand side, it's called the listing block. And the listing block, all you'll have to do is just click on it, drag it over. You're going to notice that there's a little green bar that appeared. I made sure that it was under my branded header. So that way, when I release it, it will go right underneath the branded header. And what you're going to see is a sample listing. This is not going to be your listing yet because we haven't configured anything yet, but we're just making sure that at least the widget dropped in that box. And as I scroll down, I'm going to notice when I do import or get the listing inside of here, it's going to happen automatically when we configure the widget. It'll pull over the picture, all the details of the listing automatically, property description. It'll create a slideshow with the other photos of the listing and all the details and features of the home. It'll even include a map as to where the home is located. So now that we're still building our landing page,
Vincent,
The
what you
first-
just did with the satellite and the map thing right there, is that how, would that change how it's seen in
Mhm.
the ad?
absolutely.
Okay.
So basically, like the ad, this map is not going to be in the ad itself. When they click on the ad and get taken to the landing page, that's when they're going to see
Then they
this.
would see whatever you clicked. right
Correct.
there.
Yes, sir.
Would it still have the option for them to change
Hmm.
from satellite to map?
Absolutely. But it will default as map first.
Okay.
And if they want to change it over to satellite, they can.
Right.
So the first two widgets, branded header, and we had our listing block. The third widget that we're going to want to use to create this landing page is definitely going to be the download my app. The reason for it, we're the only brokerage as well that supplies our agents with their own consumer app for their customers to use. And the consumer app, I definitely want to teach that class at some point because I do feel that if the agents are definitely educated on how the app works and what the advantages are for a consumer to use it and for the agent to be connected with it as well, they can better educate their customers too, you know, and their clients on why they should be using it. And then everything will just flow a whole lot smoother too. And especially for the agent, you'll be able to keep track of their every move in the contact timeline card. But that'll be for another day. But we're still going to use the download my app. We're going to drag that over and drop it. So that way it gives them another avenue for them to stay connected to you by giving them that option for them to sign up on your app. And they can search multiple properties. There's a guide, buyer's guide, a seller's guide for them there. They have additional resources. And if they have a question about any listing at all, it just reroutes to you, not the listing agent. And you'll know that you'll be able to get to that customer a lot faster than like a Zillow lead or a Realtor.com lead. Is anybody having any trouble or have any questions so far?
For some reason I can't get the rest of my widgets to show up.
Do you control minus on your computer? Hmm, awesome.
Are you on campaign right now?
I am on campaigns, yes. Oh, we know what I'm doing right now is we're creating the landing page in the consumer applet, which is the last one, the last applet that you see on the left. Hmm. Awesome.
Vincent, do you have a cheat sheet or is there any place we can go to, like, as we're building this to forgive me, forget the order, is there a place to go to click as to what to put next?
Yes, sir. And I'm so glad you mentioned that because I already have an entire resource guide for you all to have after this. So if you missed any notes, do not worry. I did it already for you. Of course. Exactly. Yeah, no. So just do what you feel most comfortable with. Feel free to just follow along. There's only one more widget that we're going to add to this landing page just to make sure it's cleaned up a little bit. And that's really just the legal footer, which I kind of call the ending credits to the landing page. So the legal footer, you just click, drag it over and drop.
Am I correct in that there's only one thing that
What you
says
just
header
had?
and only one that says footer?
What happened? Yeah, it's just legal footer. Mhm.
What about lead form?
Nope, we're not going to use the lead form. And the reason for that is because if we remember under the destination, the Facebook lead generation form, that Facebook lead generation form is going to capture their information and then take them to that landing
We're doing
page.
that next.
Yes, we don't want to come across as too salesy by asking for their
Gotcha.
information twice.
So the footer. This is a question.
Yes, sir.
I guess it's- okay.
So you're basically
You're fine.
setting it up like a normal dot. You're gonna have a header, a body, and a footer.
Exactly. So it's just like a beginning, middle, and end.
Okay.
All right, is everyone doing good so far? Awesome.
Jersey will let you know. Jersey will let you know. if it's not.
Jersey to Jersey.
Down for a little
All right.
bit.
You'll see her hair turns a little bit different color. It's just
It's acceptable. It's not a Halloween costume.
Mm,
It's Jersey.
it's Jersey.
I've been very well behaved.
All right.
That's why I'm surprised.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna configure the widgets in the bottom right-hand corner. This is where we're gonna be able to edit any information that we didn't initially see when we dropped the widgets. And for me, the only thing that I have to edit or bring in is just the listing. Now, if you have an issue with the branded header, you're gonna see it towards the top right-hand corner. It's kind of like a fraction, it looks like 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4. You're gonna use the arrows to backspace it, and you'll be able to edit all the information on the right-hand side. And then you can save and apply it. So all the information that you change here will appear on the block or that current widget that you're working with. For me, what I'm gonna do is I am going to go to 2 of 4, which is browse listings. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select browse listings, and it's gonna be the same concept. If you want a little cheat sheet or a shortcut, don't search by the property address. Actually, go to the drop-down menu right here and search by the MLS number. It always works more efficiently, and you get things done a lot faster.
Does it matter if you have it in multiple MLSs?
No, it doesn't matter at
You're
all.
just picking whichever one you want to show?
Correct, yes, sir. And in fact, like both of them will show up. So if you have it in multiple MLSs, if the details are all the same.
Nefar and St. John's.
Yeah, so like you'll see a block for Nefar and you'll see your block for St. John's. So there's really no difference in the details unless you inputted something differently in a different MLS. Everything that was inputted in that MLS will come right on over. So I'm going to select this listing just for an example or as an example. And you're gonna click the select button. You're gonna see that it automatically brought over all the information from the MLS, 136 Madison Ave. This is a $574,000 listing in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And then you're gonna see all the pictures that it brought over as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click save and apply at the bottom. And I'm gonna give it a second for it to pull all that information over now onto the actual landing page. Does anyone have any questions on how I just did that? On the left-hand side, now that we pulled over all the information, again, it's IDX fed, everything just pulled over automatically, nothing that you had to do. It did the slideshow for you. It's very professional, very clean looking. It doesn't look like it's a spam. It doesn't look like someone's trying to hack you. Like when they actually come to this page, they're gonna see that it's full of valuable information. Everything that we talked about in the ad when they finally get here, like seeing additional photos, are there. And your contact information, of course, is gonna be at the top. So if they have any questions, there's gonna be your contact information for them to reach out to, or for them to reach out to you. But then of course, you're already gonna have their information where I'm sure you're gonna be reaching out to them. Does anyone have any questions about the landing page? Yes, sir.
So this is strictly for a listing that you have, or just anything that you want to?
Correct. So it's really going to be the Facebook ads. They work the best for return on investment if you use a listing. And it doesn't have to be your own listing. It could be someone else's listing, but of course, just get the permission. And
Okay.
I'm not sure like how far you've gone through, but this is going to be recorded too. So that way you could always look back on this recording
Okay.
for
I think
the
I
items.
caught up. I mean, other than you get the header,
Mhm.
the listing, the legal footer.
Perfect.
Anything for that?
I went over a couple of the sections in the Facebook ad campaign. We did the name and the goal. We chose the listing.
Okay.
Usually like a higher end listing will attract higher end buyers.
Okay.
The text. The main copy should highlight features of the home that the consumer is going to want to see more pictures of. The headline should be short and sweet since you only have 25 characters for it. So like just listed or get it before it's gone or won't last long or something like that.
So you created the campaign first and then you're grabbing the landing page now to put with it.
Yes, sir. And there's still a little bit, there's still some pieces of the campaign that we have to build, but we just got to that section, which is why I started it.
Gotcha.
In the description, always make sure it says click for price, location, and more photos to see this beautiful property or beach getaway, countryside retreat, whatever it may be. Media, of course, you got the pictures, compliance, just a little review of what we did. Facebook settings, we connected the Facebook page. We made sure to always, always, always choose the Facebook lead generation form, because that's when they click on the ad. This automatically captures their information, then takes them to the landing page,
Okay.
which is why we didn't have the lead form on the landing page.
Got it.
And then that's where we're at right now. So now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna save the page because now it's officially exactly how I like it. All the information is here. And I'm gonna click on publish page at the top right-hand corner. And I am going to click on yes, update it. Once this happens, you're gonna be taken back to the consumer applet. And again, I just wanna ask one more time, does anyone have any issues or any questions about the landing page? Awesome. This is good. This is gonna be the time to ask all of your questions.
Sorry, her computer got hung up.
Gotcha.
and-
Is it just like freezing or is it just taking a while to load, moving slow?
Well, the internet in here for some reason, both of them are super.
And that's the KW training Wi-Fi as well with
I
the,
tested both.
Okay.
They're like at like.
I apologize.
No, it's not here. It has nothing to do.
Well, the good news is though, like, since I already had the resource guide created, you'll have access to this recording and then you'll also have access to the resource guide too for the notes.
On the, where it said branded header.
Mhm.
For that space, like what did you put there? What would you put there?
So the branded header,
When you, on configuring the widget,
okay,
so on, because you went to listing it first, but where it's, I was just curious about that.
yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. So actually, let me just go back into this. So originally, what I first did was I clicked on the configure widgets, of course, at the bottom right. And then you should be able to see branded header, listing, download my app, legal footer. If you click on branded header, you're gonna see that you'd be able to edit.
So what did you put under header text? That's what I'm
Don't put,
asking.
don't put anything.
Don't put anything.
And the reason
Okay.
for that is because since the landing page is compatible, super professional with an iPad and a
Right.
phone,
Right,
if you put any header text in here,
right,
for some reason it squeezes it and it just has it run down this page.
okay,
Never ever use header text.
okay, that answers that.
Hmm.
Notice how how your team logo or whatever you've got for, yeah, you see how small it is?
Oh yeah, that is just,
I have the same problem with my logo. Is there there's no solution to that?
there is a solution and we're gonna use Canva for that. The proper pixel size is 360 by 360.
Yeah, I'm trying to say 360.
And then if it's still doing it, email me with that logo or email me just talking about what we just talked about. I'm gonna forward it to Scott Lori Marketing, who's gonna need
They've
your,
already tried to,
no, they're gonna do
they have a
it.
new method?
Oh, they are gonna have a new method. Yeah. They are going to get that done for you, yes. No ifs, ands, or buts about
I
it.
mean, I can go straight to them. I don't have to.
Yeah, that works too. But if you run into any issues or if for some
Yeah.
reason they're saying they
Yeah.
still can't do it, get me involved and then I'll take care of it. Okay, cool.
So then. It's still not, it's like dragging.
I have a question on the campaign,
Yes,
because I'm going back, create campaign, social app,
correct.
and then enter campaign name.
Yeah, the campaign name should probably be like the street address of the listing that you're gonna want to advertise.
And then it's gonna be the advertising listing, what you want to throw.
Correct. And always choose advertise listing, never choose multiple listings.
Okay.
Yes. I promise. But, oh, that's the reason why I don't ever choose multiple listings, because multiple listings don't give you that Facebook lead generation form option. And that's the key to really everything. All right, so I'm gonna save the landing page or publish the landing page. And I'm gonna be brought back to this consumer page that you see behind me. What I'm gonna do, this is just a little trick, just to keep everything clean, consistent across the board. I'm gonna click on the landing pages tab towards the top. I'm gonna see that I just created 123 Main Street on October 13th, 2022. But what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna click on these three dots, which are the action items. And I'm going to change the URL. You see how they have a bunch of like letters and numbers, and if somebody went to this website, you might think that it might be like a little bit spammy looking. So we're gonna erase all of this, and we're just gonna put the street address just to be consistent across everything that we were talking about. I'm gonna call it 123 Main Street 3 because I already created that URL before for a different example. And I'm just gonna click on create. And you're gonna notice that now the URL has changed to 123 Main Street. And it just gives it a little bit of a cleaner look than just having all those letters and numbers. Any questions about that? Awesome.
So if you, because I had issue, I used to be a whiz at this and then I hadn't done it for a long time and I tried doing it the other day. I wasn't able, so it's live. If I click on that link, shouldn't it open up a tab and take me to that landing page?
Yes, sir. So what I'm
So-
gonna do is I'm gonna click.
Is there a reason that you know, or a trick or an issue that sometimes keeps that from working?
Yeah, so sometimes if you're using like a Mac, sometimes the agent will have a pop-up blocker set up. It's usually an icon that appears right at the top right.
Mhm.
If you see, and it's really hard to explain like what it looks like, but sometimes when they try to click on links and it takes them to a different page, it won't go, but it will show up on a little icon at the top right. And if they click that icon at the top right, then it will take them to all the, it's
So-
usually like a setting that's
So I'm
blocking the
thinking of like,
pop-ups.
I had an issue of it open after I created it, so,
Ooh.
and I use Mac for everything, but I mean,
If that happens again, let me know so I could take a look at it. Because usually I'm able to tell like what the issue is just by visually seeing it for just a couple minutes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now we have officially created our landing page. And now we're gonna go back to the campaign that we were working on inside of Command. And this time what we're gonna do, because I was working on this in another tab, I'm just gonna click on choose landing page. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom or to the top, it's in alphabetical. And this is the actual landing page that I've created because it says 123 Main Street 3. And all you're gonna do is just select the landing page that you have created. And it is automatically going to link where it says website URL. And you're gonna know that now officially that consumer is gonna click on the ad because we're super creative with the text that we put. The Facebook lead generation form is going to capture their information. And then they're gonna be taken to this landing page that we just created.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Because I clicked, when I created it, I clicked Facebook and Instagram at the bottom. So when it runs on Instagram, it's just like through the stories, how we see it.
No, don't do it through the stories, do it through the feed.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Feed.
story, yeah, the stories, like
Okay.
feed is so much more effective. And this is just because I tested these out on the ALC in Daytona. Yes. The stories, like they only last one for only 24 hours. And I know like the ad itself, it appears here and there, but when people are flipping through stories, they want to see like entertaining things. They don't want to see this ad and just like a picture of it.
Right.
It's not usually the attention span because it lasts for like 15 seconds or less. And the feed has just been better as people were scrolling through. Stories will actually just show up in the stories. All right here. Now for the most important part of the day. Since we are the only brokerage to have the relationship with Facebook and Google, we are allowed to target specific groups of people, such as buyers, sellers, and investors that are going to be essential to your business. So under custom audience, you do have two options. One, you can target your database. Let's just say you have an entire farm area and you want to just send out a Facebook ad, but you definitely want to hit that specific group of people. You can totally do that because how Facebook's algorithm works is they're going to search these people from the phone number and email you have on file for them, and it will find them on Facebook. In addition, if you don't want to target your database, you want to target a custom audience, people who are going to be, who's in the market to purchase homes, things like that. You're going to choose target a custom audience. And the first thing that they're going to have you do, yes,
Do
sir.
both? Will it allow
Yeah,
to
you can do
at the same
both.
time? Yeah.
Yep. You'll just check off both. So you could do target my database, and you can filter by tags.
Tag, perfect.
Yep. Awesome. Target a custom audience. It's going to ask you what location you want this ad to run in. So country, United States. Popular locations. So based on the experience from the agents that have had success with these Facebook ads, Candace Curtis, the ALC member in Daytona, she was able to get a buyer from Miami, and she was also able to get 2 investors from Southern California. So I would, if you're looking at different locations, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, New York has been popular. And DeLand for West Volusia, do 50 miles radius outside of that because it hits Orlando and the Daytona area. And then for up here, if you do St. Augustine and do 50 miles outside, it hits Jacksonville and then a little bit down south too. So just keep in mind some of those locations. It also depends on like what type of property it is too. So if you do have like a luxury property, please at least try either Chicago or New York, because there have actually been returns on investments from the agents in Daytona from doing it that way.
Wouldn't it make sense to go into the map and referrals to see where the large amounts of the referrals coming to the North Florida area are coming from? Would that be a
Yeah, that would be fine too, because I know on that map in the referrals applet, you can see the outgoing and incoming referrals. However, if we're trying to target specifically like home purchasers or home buyers or home sellers, a lot of them are looking for second homes down here from up north. And of course, because those in New York and of course, New Jersey, it's a very expensive place to live. They're going to know that, you know, down here is not so expensive, which is why the market's been the way the market has been, but it's still happening that way. So yeah, you can definitely pay attention to the referral map because you'll see the incoming and outgoing per market center, but just generally locations that have been super successful would be the ones that I listed for sure. Feel free to experiment though, not saying that you have to do it that way, but I do recommend the radius in miles though, keep it at 50. The only time that it should be less than that really is if you're targeting like a specific neighborhood or a small area because it pertains to the listing that you're trying to advertise. Any questions on that so far? Oh, one more thing too. If you want to advertise this ad in multiple locations, you can definitely do it. You can only do 1 location per an ad, but if you want to do multiple locations, we'll publish this ad first, then we'll duplicate this campaign and just change out the location. Everybody good with that? So right now I'm doing an ad for New York. Go through the entire ad. Once that has been completed, I'm going to duplicate that ad. I'll switch it out with maybe Chicago and then send that out and publish it real quick. So at least like you don't have to do the work all over again just for another location. Now, There's going to be two types of home buyers that you're going to want to target. One would be the standard keywords that are most effective when it comes to targeting those people, which I'm going to give you. And then I also have the special keywords for luxury buyers to target those. The way that you're going to do the keywords, and there's a couple more that I just got to add on here. You're going to want to use house hunting, mortgage calculator, real estate investing. You want to get those investors. Real estate development, real estate appraisal, creative real estate investing, home. I did condominium for that one because it was a condo. Mortgage loans,
Is this list of tags that you have saved? in the-
correct.
Okay,
And I have like the whole like list too
okay.
of which tags to use. Don't forget, we're going to use our favorite word, which is cash. Gotta get those cash buyers. I put in the word investor because Airbnbs have been pretty popular around here in this area, especially living by the beach. Connected investors, that's another keyword that you're gonna wanna use. For the luxury buyers, definitely use the keyword luxury vehicle. And I know it sounds a little bit weird, but when a luxury listing does get advertised by the Wall Street Journal from Keller Williams, it syndicates into multiple magazine sites that include like luxury home goods, luxury cars, vehicles, all these high-end things. And you know, if somebody does have the money for a luxury vehicle, they may also just have the money for a luxury home too. Other luxury keywords include the stocks. So if you want to get people who are involved in the stock market and the stock exchange, that has been helpful. There's a keyword called market watch. So you're definitely going to want to choose that too. And then for some reason, this has been successful, but the word finance. So that has been pretty good. I'm going to save the selected, and you're going to notice that all the keywords that I have just selected have now appeared down below. And then here's the biggest trick of all that you need to never ever forget. You're going to see this button called narrow audience. You're going to select narrow audience, and you're going to add these two keywords called Zillow and realtor.com. Must. Oh, and then also add Trulia to that too. Be careful when you're searching Zillow and realtor.com. For example, if you search Zillow, you're going to see Zillow and Zillow.com or Zillow Premier Agent. If you are looking for other agents to help you find a buyer, you'll use the Zillow Premier Agent. If you want to try to double end this, you're just going to use the Zillow. Trulia, sorry, let me just select that. So you see how it said Premier Agent, Zillow, and Trulia? Don't use that unless you're trying to target other agents. Realtor.com is the same example. Use Realtor.com. Do not use Realtor.com Pro. The Pro is going to be targeting agents.
Question on, in the, can you go back to the, what it said, the Premier Agent thing?
Yes.
So if you've got a list, like what our listing right now, that we're just trying to sell this thing, right? I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, we'd love to do it, but we're just trying to sell it. Would it make sense to do one of those and just put it on there for Premier Agent, all that stuff?
Yeah,
Or-
because obviously if you have the listing and you don't care who brings the buyer, whether you double end it or not, it's going to put that ad in front of other agents in the area because it'll target them. And if they have a buyer who'd be interested in the home, it's a great way to get the word out there for sure.
Okay.
But agents always like, no matter if it's their listing or not, they typically love to just try to double end it by getting their own leads. And then who knows, even if it's not on their own listing, maybe they would just be really good buyer leads, you know, for other homes that they may be interested in.
So when it comes to the first section versus the second section,
Correct.
does it matter if you put all the ones that you have in the second section, put them all together on the top, or do you prefer to keep them?
You're going to do it just like this. And the reason for it is because what this is saying is now, not only is this ad going to be put in front of a consumer that is affiliated through the algorithms of Facebook with one of these keywords, but one of these keywords and one of these keywords.
Got it.
And the reason is you want to make sure that Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia are all on the bottom because those are all the people registered with Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. And being a Keller Williams agent, we are the only ones that will be able to snag those leads without paying Zillow and Realtor.com thousands of dollars for those leads. And that's why we use that Facebook lead generation form as like backup, because when they click on the ad, it captures their information. But at least we know when we're spending this money, it's going to be put in front of people who are actually going to be looking for homes, if that makes sense. Does anyone have any questions about the keywords? Now, luxury keywords are great, but don't use them every single time because sometimes there'll be an agent will have a home for sale and it will be like $180,000 home and it's kind of like rundown or like an investor opportunity. And they're putting in keywords like, you know, luxury vehicle and stuff like that. Those type of keywords don't use. I would rather you use the investor keywords because it's more likely an investor might buy that property if they have money and turn that into an Airbnb or some type of property. But some like somebody who may be affiliated with like luxury vehicle or along those type of lines, and I'll have like more specific keywords to put that in there. Most of the time, they're just looking to purchase a luxury home, not a home for $180,000 or an investment property. But anyone with the investor tag, yes. All right, does anyone else want to take a picture of this before we move on? Absolutely.
A close-up.
Oh yeah, it's the most important thing. We're the only brokerage that can do this. That's why Facebook, they updated their advertising policies where nobody could do this. Before everybody used to be able to, now they can't. Now everything gets flagged and like most of the ads just get rejected. Now I'm going to talk about your return on investment. The best piece, right? I feel like I'm on Shark Tank. Oh wait, I don't want to talk about my database. Beautiful. So the duration and budget, your budget, spend no more than $30 on this ad. If we stick to the formula, a Keller Williams agent gets the lead for $2 a piece. So if you spend $30 and you do it this way, using a listing, you should expect 15 leads by the end of your campaign. Now, you're gonna run the campaign, roughly 10 days is good. Try to have it go throughout the weekend. Most people are on Facebook more or on social media more during the weekend. But honestly, with the 15 leads that you get, it's only gonna take one of those leads to either turn into a referral or an actual sale to get your return on investment on that. And if you don't wanna work all 15 leads, refer them out to other agents in the office who you know will be hungry, maybe a newer agent who wants to work all those leads. But the most important thing is going to be to not stop following up with the leads when they come in. So some of them will be junky leads, or maybe some of them might be like that typical internet lead, which is why we're going to have a smart plan to follow up with. So under lead settings, we have two options here. So as soon as the lead comes through, we did all the things right. We got the listing. We did the text correctly to get them to click on the lead, to be more curious. We're giving them what they promised. Now, they finally filled out that Facebook lead generation form. We're getting a lead. We got a notification at the bell icon here. If we have the Command KW mobile app downloaded, we're also getting that push notification on our phone. And they'll automatically be tagged and inputted into your database by this little auto tag option here. Here's my suggestion for the tag. When creating a tag for a Facebook ad, make sure the first part shows the street address. So again, keeping everything consistent, 123 Main Street. I usually do like a hyphen and I do FB ad lead, meaning Facebook ad lead. And then I do another hyphen and I put the location. Because if we decide to advertise the same listing in multiple locations by duplicating the ad after it's published, the leads start coming in, we're gonna wanna know what location those leads are coming in from. And the best way to do that is by just adding that little location box right there, matching New York with New York, or whatever location you decide to use. And when a notification comes through that I got a new lead, I'll be able to know what ad was most popular, if that makes sense. You can add multiple tags for the ad. You can change this all up however you want to. This is just my suggestion, at least the street address and the location. And then we're gonna have 2 amazing smart plans that you can use to help autopilot the follow-up process. So it's gonna be a really good idea once you got your 15 leads at this point to, of course, call all of them. Let's say 2 of them are the ones that are actually like super interested, you know, and you start helping or working with them. You're not gonna wanna give up on the other 13 leads because, hey, every lead counts, every dollar and penny matters too. Whenever I'm searching for, you know, solutions for agents or for campaigns to run, my whole thing is either free or a very, very low cost. So if we can create a smart plan and you don't even have to create it manually, there's ones that are already created that are super helpful to use. One of them would be the My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. For any of you that are not familiar, is there anyone in this room who is not familiar with the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan? Awesome. Okay, cool. So it's a professional email that goes out. You assign a neighborhood to that specific contact, and that's automated. A current touch point, it goes out once a month or twice a month, depending on what you choose, if it's the biweekly or monthly. The second smart plan that you're going to want to use is called the My Golden Equity Smart Plan. Is anybody not familiar with the My Golden Equity Smart Plan? Okay, I'm gonna go through that one. So when I was at family reunion back in February, this was like my one big takeaway was this Golden Equity Smart Plan. The presenter and the creator of this smart plan, her name is Nakia Dollar, and she is a top producer in Atlanta, Georgia, or either Atlanta, Georgia, or Huntsville, Alabama. I can't remember. But from using the smart plan, she has gotten 12 closings from it. And she was so gracious during her presentation that she published it inside of the Smart Plans library for other agents to use. So feel free to go to the Smart Plans library and you're gonna type in Golden Equity in the search bar. And I'll actually wait a minute if y'all wanna just pull that into your Golden Equity. So that way you have, what I love about it is that you can pull it to yourself. You can personalize it to how you like to follow up with people. And the good news is, well, I'll take you through it. So Golden Equity, you're gonna find it. The author, her name is Nakia Dollar, last name Dollar like a dollar bill.
Dollar.
Dollar.
Alabama.
She's gonna get you some more dollars.
She's on, isn't she on?
Oh, what happened?
Pivot Shift things? Isn't that Nakia?
Mhm.
She's on the Pivot Shift call, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've seen her before.
awesome.
Yeah, she's sharp.
She is on
So we're
it.
adding this smart plan
Yep, you're gonna add it to your smart plans.
and just call it My Golden Equity Email and Follow-up?
Yes, sir.
Change the name.
You can change it to whatever you want. I would just probably keep Golden Equity somewhere in there. That way you just know what it is. Whatever is gonna help you remember what that smart plan is, by all means, go for it. Okay,
now
so
it should be in My Smart Plans.
correct.
So,
And just make sure you're at the tab My Smart Plans. You added it and it should be
Gotcha.
My Golden Equity.
yes.
I'm gonna click on edit. Don't put in My Golden Equity, just type in Golden Equity. And she should pop up. All right, so this smart plan.
And then you click on it, is that what we're doing?
Correct. Or you can click on the pencil tool, which is really like the edit tool.
Okay.
Mhm.
If she's not popping up yet.
And you just typed in golden equity in that search.
Looking, instead of my plans, look up to the library.
I'm on library.
Here, I can come over there real quick. I'll put this up on the screen so you all can read.
What's the, Vincent, what's the subject
It says
in
free.
your thing right there?
My subject?
The
Michelle.
subject.
Oh,
Angela.
it says, don't let this happen to you.
Okay. I just want to make sure it was the same.
Yep. I'm coming on over.
Oh, so there's a few. We've got ones that we've done now.
But
It's just
here,
a-
that's the one, yeah. You can check because of the ratings based on success.
I'm just saying. Don't want me to- This was not on.
So sorry.
Your life is in. Oh, she's over there.
That says my mind. Should be in command up there. See what in your command. Should have moved over to my smartphone.
We just did dollar. Like that.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah, it's still there.
Now you spelled her name right.
I want to search that after this class. We'll pull it up together. All right.
Golden equity email and follow-up.
Yeah. Did you find it?
Yeah, she's got like a whole bunch of stuff, like 100 days, days 12 through 23, 24 through 25. It's the very last thing here. I don't know why mine's set up backwards.
It's okay, sometimes I just try, look for like the regular, like 19 to 36 touch plans and I still can't.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm literally typing in exactly what they're called and they don't survive, so.
Yeah. it's like-
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so this smart plan basically says, and this may need a little bit of editing now, depending on like how the market is currently, but you may have heard the real estate market is hot, interest rates are low, and there's a heavy buyer demand for homes, and it's affecting property values. We found that many homeowners don't know how much equity they have in their largest investment. In fact, we're working with a number of buyers who are struggling to find homes willing to pay a fair market price. So here's our favor. Can we provide you with a complete equity analysis of your property? We've seen property values up in ranges of 5,000 to over 105,000, yada, yada, yada. So the basic thing is, I like at the end, PS, there is no obligation to sell. We just want you to be informed about the current value of your property. Just reply and include your property address and we'll do the research and update you. So however you would say that, by all means, go for it.
Okay, hold on. So I clicked add smart plan, but it didn't take me there. I'm still on the same page.
Oh, if you add a go on the top to my smart plans, it should be a tab at the top.
Oh, and then I click on it from there.
Yep. And click on the edit tool, which is going to be found all the way on the right-hand side. It's like a little pencil. Sweet. No, you're good. It is all good. Is everyone else doing good? Awesome. So we're gonna set
And
the,
if you edit this one time and all that stuff, it saves it.
that is correct. Yes. So make sure like when you're saving the smart plan, you're clicking the check mark in each section. And then when you're officially done with the whole smart plan, you can click save at the very top right. Other pieces of this smart plan definitely include, automated texting, or if you want to manually text this is going to be great. Hey, contact first name, agent first name here, just following up on an email I sent a couple days ago. If you want an equity analysis completed on your property, let me know and we'll do everything to help. Have a great day. Couple more delays, reach out by phone call. So The goal really is, it's really this smart plan, the monthly neighborhood smart plan, and the Nick Baldwin Facebook lead follow-up smart plan. And the Nick Baldwin Facebook leads follow-up smart plan really goes on for like a whole month, like a 30-day campaign. But if you all want the name of it, I have no problems giving that to you. It's called My Nick Baldwin's Facebook Lead Smart Plan. And if we pull that one up too, it basically just talks about a whole bunch of things. Thanks for looking at my home I put on Facebook. This is so-and-so. Of course, it's going to need some like personal edits. But I texted you yesterday about the home I put on Facebook, wasn't sure if you had the right number. Here's some more listings in the area if you want to take a look at those. Can I do a home equity analysis? all of these things. Just follow up, follow up, follow up. I would definitely probably take out all the texting stuff and do the manually texting. Text manually by using a task, a create task action. So you can send automated emails. Of course, you can now link. I'm not sure if anybody did not know about this, but the email type, it could just be simple text like how you see. Or if you want to create one in designs, like a professional MailChimp email that goes out, we have the option to connect those as well.
Is this lead called FB lead Nick Baldwin SP?
Yes, wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me go back.
In the library?
I'm going right
I'm
there
guessing
right
it's the
now.
one with all the stars.
It is my Nick Baldwin's Facebook Lead Smart Plan.
So you search it.
Yep, and it was created August 17th of 2022. Yeah. I think. Maybe it was created by me. But that's what it's called, my Nick Baldwin's Facebook Lead Smart Plan. Or if you just want to type in like, I think how I did it was like Facebook lead follow-up and Nick Baldwin came up. Or if you type in Nick Baldwin's name.
That's what I did, but it's.
So
You said it was created when?
I created it in August. His was probably created like before then.
That's September 30, 2020. Does that sound right?
Now, I highly, highly, highly recommend when it does come to the smart plan, because this is probably like going to be one of the biggest things that you're going to want to establish and personalize for yourself. I don't recommend doing the Twilio texting at all. It makes you sound like a robot. There's no genuine connection there. Every time you send out an automated Twilio text, it will automatically send out another text afterwards because of the TCPA rulebook stating, to unsubscribe, or if you want to stop receiving these text messages, to just reply stop, one of those. And it just makes it seem impersonal. So if you make a note to manually text them or just create a task, it'll be so much more worth it. And it will come from your original phone number. The smart plans. When you're creating the smart plans, feel free to book an appointment with Julia. Julia is going to have a Calendly link embedded in her email signature in her emails. So that way, at any time, if you need to book an appointment with her, you'll be able to click on her calendar link, pick any day and time that works for you. So she'll have availability and you can come in and meet with her for like a good hour. So if it's something about the smart plans, if you need her creative advice on that, she'll be able to provide that. If you need her advice on how some creative text to put for the ad, depending on like what type of property it is, Julia can definitely do that. When it comes to auto tagging or when it comes to some of the settings, if you just need someone there to help guide you along there, Julia, as your agent services, market center tech trainer, she'll be able to do that, of course. And then, of course, I'll always be here as like an extra resource too, but just wanted to let you all know about those resources. And then when you assign to the smart plans, once your smart plan is officially created, you and Julia work together, everything was perfect, everything's awesome, you're gonna do the My Golden Equity, whatever smart plan it may be. You can click on Assign to Smart Plans and select the smart plan from the drop-down menu. And what I really like about this now at this point is we created the text for the consumer to click on the ad. The consumer clicked on the ad, the Facebook lead generation form pulled their information, they got taken to the landing page, was promised everything that they were looking for in that home, have access to your contact information. Once they put in their information in the Facebook lead generation form, it automatically captured and auto tagged and put them right into command for you. You got all the notifications involved. And then finally, if you have assigned a smart plan, they automatically get put on a smart plan now for automated follow-up. So if the first thing that you had was send out an email on the smart plan, boom, they fill out the Facebook lead generation form, captures their information, they get auto tagged, they get inputted into the database, they get put right onto that smart plan, and the follow-up is on autopilot. And when they respond, you'll get the notification.
I have a
Yes, sir.
question.
Mhm.
So you added on my monthly neighborhood. nurture.
Oh, don't
Okay,
do,
I was just
I'm
saying,
sorry. I
no,
did.
We don't have an address. on the-
I put that there originally, so for my example, so I didn't forget to talk about it. But the thing that everybody else should know is that you can't just put the monthly neighborhood nurture on this because they have to be assigned a neighborhood for it to actually work. But if you use like the My Golden Equity, or if you do use Nick Baldwin's Facebook Smart Plan follow-up and you create your own system of how you follow up, but use the content that he also provided so you're not starting from scratch, definitely do that, because being unique and setting yourself apart in this day and age is going to be extremely important. And when you're trying to get internet leads specifically to reach out to you, or you're going to want to make sure that it's personal, you're promising everything that you are delivering, and every little detail matters. Like the slightest inconvenience for an internet lead, you've lost them already. So by doing the Facebook ad the correct way, and by following the processes that you've learned today in this class, I am so hopeful that you all are going to take this, do like a practice ad. Like I said, no more than 30 bucks. Maybe if you even want to do 20 bucks, just remember $2 per lead. So if you do 20 bucks, 10 leads by doing it this way. And if you all do the Facebook ad lead, I'd like for you to come back to me on your results. And if you want either Julia or myself to look over your ad before you actually publish it, we could do that to make sure you're not missing anything. Because if you're spending $30, you don't want it to go to waste. We're going to make sure it's going to be the best possible ad for you to get the return on your investment that you deserve.
Mine for 10 days and I got 7,
You got 7. How much did you spend?
30.
Well, we're going to have to take a
Oh,
look
we
at that.
did, I think we did 15. I think we did 15 and 15 because I think we split it with Facebook and Instagram.
So you're supposed to get the 15 leads.
Now, did you have any luck with any of those? Like how?
I haven't had any luck yet.
Did anybody respond?
I had these 7 people.
So I can tell you
So
based
that's
off
what-
of
'cause
experience.
That's what I was looking at the, where smart plans,
Mhm.
and then you have that dash. Not smart plans, campaigns. In campaigns, you have the paid ads dashboard,
Mhm.
and it says I had 881 impressions, 7
Yeah.
leads, spent 30 bucks.
The reason why the smart plan is going to be super important, that's why I highly emphasize this, because there have been ALC members in Daytona like Brandon Owens from the Coastal Homes Group. He just put them on a smart plan and it was like a restarting smart plan. One of the leads did not reach out to him for the first time 2 months after the campaign completed. So it just goes to show you like to just not let them go. I get it all the time. Agents like, oh, I called them, I didn't get any answer. And then they just give up forever. And it's like, you can't just call like one time, you know, you gotta, and at least like the smart plan will put that on autopilot. So you don't have to worry about the follow-up. Focus your time on where it matters, on the people who are currently in your sphere of business, you know, and then when they come around, but don't just leave them hanging.
I just asked that, I've done many smart plans in the past. I haven't done any in probably the last 9 months or 6 months. But I've had where I had them automatic on smart plans, not NICs, but, and sometimes eventually I'll get a response, but they're not, outside of that, I haven't had any success with them. So it's curious if anybody run your ad.
Yeah, and if you'd like, we could also take a look at the current smart plan that you were running to see if there's definitely some things that should be
I'm gonna
changed.
check out
Mhm.
Nick's format that's a newer one. I actually follow him I've seen a lot of his things.
Mhm. So yeah, so it is 3:30. Thank you for sitting for a whole hour and a half with me. Does anybody have any last minute questions, or anybody who is still on Zoom, Mindy or James, if you have any questions at all, feel free to speak now. All right, I think we're good. If y'all are good, we're
Do
good.
you, Vincent, do we have your number by chance?
I can put it on the screen right here. Oh, somebody put it in the chat too. No, that was good. Thank you. Oh, of course, Mindy, anytime.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So considering we did the listing one. Is there a specific, because some of the ones that we did on like that golden equity, I don't know if that would go for a listing ad, so what?
Well, it actually kind of does because, so the monthly neighborhood nurture, the reason why you're gonna team up with these smart plans, monthly neighborhood nurture, of course, feeds into their buying needs. But you're also gonna want to use that golden equity one because unless they're renting a current property, they're gonna need to sell their current home in order to purchase this home that is on this Facebook ad. And honestly, when it does come to selling their homes, sometimes sellers are hesitant about wanting to sell in the current market. But if you like, you prove to them like, look at all this equity that you have, you know, let me just keep you informed about the current value of your property as compared to years ago and how much more money you could be getting for your return on investment, because you can't forget that if they're going to be looking for a home, they're going to have to sell a home to get that home.
Okay.
Not necessarily like 100% of the time, but happens more often than you think, unless they're renting or unless it's like going to be a vacation home for them or something. So
So you do think that the golden equity would be
Mhm.
good for when you do, okay.
absolutely. Just because they're gonna, the people who are looking at that home on the current Facebook ad, they're gonna have to think about selling their own home to either move down
Do
here
you
or
think the
to.
Nick Baldwin though would go better with it, or kind of?
I would say, how about you incorporate some of the items from the My Golden Equity into the Nick Baldwin and just make it one smart plan? Or at least just offer like a home value estimate. It doesn't even have to be like, you know, just the current value of your property, you know? That's why we don't use any of the renting tags, because we don't want renters. We're not looking for people looking to rent, or we're not looking for, you know, it's. If you're gonna spend $30, we gotta take every avenue we can to get you the best full-time buyers and sellers that we can get you. So,
Well, sometimes those are, I've had people that were renting, looking for a rental property, that didn't realize they could buy a house. And then bought a house.
that could be true too. It's all about like what they
First-time
know.
buyers, sometimes they don't know what they don't know.
You know what's been popular too? If it's not gonna be an ad for a listing, if any of y'all do a first-time home buyers workshop, whether it's in this office or in another location, doing a Facebook ad for that, there's the first-time home buyer keywords that have gotten people in. So if y'all are serious about it and you need like some help with like the marketing of it, I mean, the ideas are creative, and I'm just like so shocked about how a lot of the agents in the other offices don't know about all this stuff. I made sure everybody in Daytona was well aware and equipped of it. So I'm just curious to know, like, and I'm curious to be working with all y'all too, to find out what you know and what you don't know. And then wherever I can fill in the gaps, by all means. Are you excited? Hopeful? Ready to get some leads? Leads that convert. So,
What days are you normally in our office?
so I go to each market center 3 times every month, but typically for St. Augustine, it's going to be the first 3 Thursdays of the month. So I work from home every Friday in the last week of the month, just to take a break from the traveling. And yeah, Daytona is usually the Wednesdays, and then St. Augustine the Thursdays, because I like to be here for your team meetings too. So I try to keep it consistent. So I'll be here actually next week for the team meeting, next Thursday. And I also have a Calendly link myself. So if any of y'all need to book an appointment with me, whether I do have like Zoom options and then I have in-person options, of course, just go to any email that I've sent you in the past, if I have, or if not, I can send you my Calendly link. And you can book any day and time that's convenient for you. And then I'll do the appointment with Julia so she could take a look at that too. So I think it's awesome. Awesome. Any other questions? Cool beans.
Thank you
I,
so much.
Thank you.
of course, I got